Okay, back to another episode of Great What's He Done Now. This is a new acquisition, something that some of my friends call my age-appropriate motorcycle. It's also got a little bit of a story. Well, you probably noticed from the other motorcycles on my channel, from some of the cars, my taste tends to go kind of Japanese or European. So why did I end up with essentially the quintessential American motorcycle? The main reason is I've got arthritis in my knees. So basically I'm limited in how much I can ride on a given day by knee pain. It limits me to about 4 or 5 hours of riding. Sometimes I can get a bit more out of it, but let's say, so the whole thinking, if there was any thinking that went into this, is basically this style of bike has about the most relaxed knee angle you can get. So this is the why, right? I didn't want a relatively new, very expensive one, so I found this one. And the story really is, the person I bought it from, it was supposed to be, I think, pretty much his forever bike. He rode a lot. He rode this bike 9,000–10,000 miles a year. This is a 2003. Now, he bought it used, probably rode it for about 10 years. So this bike has 91,000 miles on it. Still fires up fine, still runs fine. So this being a relatively early twin cam, some of the issues have been addressed already. It has gear-driven cams in it, has had them in it for about 30,000 miles. It's also been pretty fartled. It's somebody who really loved his bike, and he couldn't ride anymore because of health reasons. He was looking for a good home for the bike. I ended up getting it for that reason. And we'll see how a bike with that sort of mileage holds up. Okay, so it does mark its territory a little bit. So this video is taking a slightly weird turn. When you last saw me, I was taking off for a test ride. And yeah, I did put on proper gear. Just in case you were wondering, I wasn't riding in trainers or anything like that. Which was a good thing, because despite it being the middle of the afternoon on a bright sunny day, I got 2 miles up the road and I had an accident with a deer. Shades of exactly what happened 13 months ago when I totaled my BMW GS. Well, I'm here, I have no funny accessories. I didn't get hurt. The bike has some minor damage. I managed to keep it upright this time. I had a little bit more warning. I was able to go into full emergency braking mode. I ended up partially locking up the rear brake. Front one gave it all it's got, which was good. So I managed to slow down quite a lot before the unfortunate encounter, and I'm sorry to say the deer didn't make it. So I'm going to show you what the damage is in a second, and something I'm going to do probably off camera because it's boring and it's one screw. I'm also going to change out the mirrors. This has the standard shaped mirrors. They're Harley Davidson mirrors. These here are also Harley Davidson. They have this additional wide angle piece, and I like those much better. As we all know, on a motorcycle, you need your head on a swivel and a 360-degree view around you and into the bushes next to the road. You can see the distinction here, right? This is the regular side, this is the wide angle side, and this is really why I bought these mirrors. So this is one of the two main pieces of damage. You can see the emblem is basically, unfortunately, done for. I haven't pulled it off yet. I want to know what the mudguard looks underneath, because this paint, as you can see, it's got a little bit of the 90s flip color in there. That's going to be a bear to match if I have to get that repainted or get another one and get it painted. So hopefully any damage that's underneath is either hidden. It doesn't feel like there's anything that's too close to the tire anyway, or something that somebody with paintless dent removal might be able to address. You can see there's a bunch of cracks in there, and they definitely weren't there before my last outing. So I will have to replace the screen. The mount is still in good shape, so it's going to be a screen only, and this is a nice Clockworks aftermarket one as well. So I'm probably just going to go try get the same one because I like it. Yeah, that's the damage so far. So let me finish cleaning up the mirrors, and then I'm going to try another test ride. Okay, so after the mess that the first test ride was, I've already shown you the damage. The second test ride went much smoother. You know, there was no wildlife involved or anything like that. I noticed a few things though. So it was a fairly blustery day and the bike seemed to be really sensitive to crosswinds. And between that and it wanting to follow a lot of the ruts in the road, I was, you know, sometimes weaving down the highway a little bit at 60 miles an hour, which wasn't the greatest feeling ever. So I probably want to make sure that other than new tires, which I know I have to get front ones pretty much done for, I probably also want to do things like check the alignment, head bearings, swing arm bearings, you know, the usual stuff, just to make sure that it's straight. And I don't think it's an alignment issue because the bike tracks really straight otherwise on a good surface. Maybe that's just the way these things are. It was a bit discomforting for me, but hey, I'm not used to this style of bike. I'm not used to this bike in particular. What else did I notice? Really not much. The sticky grips really suck. They have to be changed before I go out for the next test ride. And it's got some pulsing in the rear brake. It's very noticeable through the pedal. The brake rotor doesn't look that great either. So I'm going to change the brake rotor when I get the tires changed because I have to take the wheels off anyway. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and one slightly weird thing that I didn't notice until at least after the wildlife incident. It starts up fine, no problem. The check engine light comes on for a second or so after it started, and then it goes out again, never comes on again until you shut it down, start it again. Not sure what that's about. Probably have to do some research there. But overall, you know, it's a new style of bike for me, something to get used to, but so far I quite like it. It's different kind of fun, less unwieldy than I thought it was going to be. So we'll see what that brings. And either way, it's a pretty big departure from something like my BMWs and my Triumph. Anyway, thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you soon.